Hiya guys, I'm Nix and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'd like to start off by saying sorry about my voice. I'm still quite sick from last video, but let's try and get through this one together. As you would have seen from the thumbnail, in today's video I will be making my March snake. I can't even believe we're up to the third snake for this year. Where is the time going? But as I've just shown you, I am using this giant ball of purple. I have no idea what the brand is. It was a Millen's lot from Spotlight, along with my trusty 4mm hook. For this snake, I wanted to try something a little bit different, something I'd seen photos of, but me myself had never tried, and that was adding beads into my project. So as you can see here, I am feeding on the beads in the order I want them to come up on the snake, and then from here we'll get to it. I crochet them in, so I put them in between my single crochet stitches, and that created a really nice ridge along the underside, and then eventually it twisted to the top. But I think it gave it a really nice, interesting difference that I haven't seen many snakes, or Amigurumi for that matter, have in their designs. For this snake, I didn't actually follow any patterns. I just sort of winged it, going off the past two I made for January and February. They both started with a chain of 6 or 7, which you then worked around and then increased for the eyes. So I figured, I know how to do that, I can do it myself. So this pattern was completely self-drafted. I didn't use a pattern. I didn't write down what I did either, which probably wasn't smart, but I'd be able to look at what I did and go back and create a pattern if you guys are interested in a pattern for this. You can see here how I'm adding the beads. So I pull one up to the top of the stitch, do my single crochet, and then pop it back to the front. So that is what I did for all of the beads throughout this. It took a little bit of time, particularly moving the beads down the string so that I had enough working yarn to work with. That is probably what took the most time for this pattern, was the moving of the beads. Right, from here, to save my voice, I might throw you into some music, and I'll pop back in if I have anything else interesting to say. I forgot to mention at the start of the video, but I am using 20mm orchid eyes from the Girl Who Knots, who is a Australian crocheter as well, like me. I love the way these eyes look, and I like the purple that ties in with the project. I'm quite happy with these. I would definitely recommend her. Safety eyes, haven't had any issues. So at this point in the snake, I'd finished that first initial bead lot I put on and was able to get this far. So next I had to add more beads. So to do this, I snipped the yarn, so I detached it from the working piece, and then lined up my beads against what I'd already done so that the pattern I'd created continued. I then went ahead and lined up the rest of my beads for the rest of this project so that I could have enough to finish it. So here I am just lining them up. You can see they go in the diagonal, and then I just fed them on in the same way I did before. Bit of tape around the end of the yarn and then pulled them through, making sure to end on the bead I wanted to use first so that the pattern would continue. And with these last stitches coming to a close, we can finish this off. So that included snipping the yarn, adding a little bit more stuffing, and then winding the end closed, weaving in our ends, doing all of that fun stuff. So although you haven't seen the montage yet, and I would like to do that to music, I'll just go over some thoughts and feelings I had with this. I'm quite happy with the way it came out. I think the head shape's good. I think the thickness of the snake is quite nice. My only one complaint, if you could call it that, is that I wish it was longer. I wish I had more beads in order to make it slightly longer. But sadly, I used up all of my purple beads on this project, so I couldn't make it any longer because I don't really want to get any more beads. But I'll just say a massive thank you all for watching. I hope you liked this video, and I hope to see you in the next one for my April snake. I have a pretty good plan for that one. Alright, enjoy this montage. Have a lovely day. Bye!